Welcome back, friends. I am going to do a yoga cool down now. So we did the warm up was the last video, and this video can be perfect after a workout. Or really honestly, if you just need a really great stretch some tension, maybe release some stuff going on in the mind. Cool the brain and the body down. And for this video, it should be a fairly quick video, so it'd be great to do in conjunction with the yoga warm-up. But we're going to start here in Tadasana or mountain pose. So find your feet about hip width apart, pressing evenly into the feet, hips over our heels, shoulders dropping away from our ears. Finding length in our spine, growing tall. Take a couple deep breaths. Maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable. And then when you're ready, inhale, take your arms out wide. Reach through your fingertips. And then take your right arm, cross it over your chest. Just going to come into this gentle stretch here. You might bring your left hand up, bring it to your right forearm, and give yourself a nice little assist here. Just gently stretching through the shoulder, the arm. Don't cock that shoulder up by your ear. Keep it lowered away. Reach. Exhale. Take your arms back out wide. Big inhale. Exhale, left arm crosses over, same thing. So find that little assist if you want. Make sure that shoulder is away from your ear. Stretching, breathing, and keeping an awareness and a mindfulness to our base of our standing pose here. So our feet, our hips, everything's still in alignment. We're still aware of what's going on there. Exhale, release, arms out wide. And then we're going to take the arms up overhead. Inhale. Reach, stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach. Full body stretch. You can come up on your tiptoes here if that feels good. And then we're going to take it down. And then bring your arms back up. Take your left hand to your left shoulder blade. Nice little tricep stretch. You can take your right fingertips to that elbow. We're not going to crank the arm back by any means here, but maybe just hold it in place. Or you can just work on the strength it requires to hold your arm here, reaching up through the elbow. Breathe. Release. And then take your right arm up into that shoulder blade. And again, you can bring your left fingertips up and give that elbow a little assist here, holding on, not letting it drop forward. Or you can reach up through the elbow, stretching through that tricep. Keeping that awareness in our legs and our feet. Exhale, release. And then we're going to shift our weight to our left foot. Lift the right foot. We're going to just slide our right hand down and maybe come into a nice quad stretch here. So don't cock your hip out. Keep that length in your side body. Tighten our core. And then bring that heel towards your glute. Breathe. Exhale, release. Shift your weight to our right foot. Slowly lift the left foot. We're going to slide our hand down and around and very gently, mindfully come into our quad stretch. It's so much easier when I don't demonstrate the cocking your hip out. It throws me off balance. Breathe, dropping that knee towards the mat, the ground. Pressing into the ground with our right foot. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold it forward. Ah. Maybe feel a nice release in the lower back, the hamstrings. Maybe do a slight pedaling of the knees back and forth. You can clasp opposite elbows and just let your upper body hang in a ragdoll. Breathing. And then whenever you're ready, plant your palms. Step your right foot back, your left foot back. Find yourself in a tabletop position. And we're going to immediately just drop into cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, pushing the earth away with our base. Exhale, rounding through, dropping the tailbone, dropping the crown of the head. Pressing up through our shoulder blades. Inhale, curling through. Pressing up. Couple more times. Moving with your breath. One more. Inhale back to tabletop. We're going to bring our big toes to touch. Now you can curl your toes under here and sink your hips back with our knees slightly wide, or you can be on the tops of your feet. I know some people have a hard time curling their toes, so whatever works best for you. We're going to come into a lion's pose, lion's breath. So sit back on your heels, lengthen through your spine. Turn your right fingertips in towards your pelvis, and then your left fingertips in towards your pelvis. You should feel a big forearm stretch here. Make sure your shoulder blades, you're not rounding through the upper back here. Shoulder blades are pulling down our back body. Big stretch in the forearms. And if this is a little too much, that's okay. You don't have to come into that stretch. You can just come into a forearm stretch like this and then stretch the toe. Now we're going to come into a lion's breath. So if you've ever done it, it's really fun. Big inhale, all the way big, deep inhale, all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And when we exhale, we're going to stick our tongues way out, open our mouth really wide, and look up towards the middle of our forehead and sigh it out really loud. So ready? One more. Perfect. Slowly turn your right fingertips around, then your left fingertips around. You can come up if you're sitting on your heels and your toes are curled, come onto the tops of your feet. Walk your arms forward, your palms forward. Exhale, sink your head, chest towards the mat, coming into an extended child's pose. Breathing here. Reaching the fingertips forward. You might find a nice little sway here. You might walk the hands side to side, getting in the side body. Or you can just sway your shoulders. Maybe your hips a little bit. Whenever you're ready, press into your palms. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, pulling your body back up. We are going to come back to tabletop. You can take a cat-cow here if it feels good. And then when you're ready, finding a really good base of support, pressing the earth away, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, slide your right toes back. And you can rock back and forth here for a second, stretching through the back of that leg. And then when you're ready, slide those right toes off the left side of the mat. Keep pressing the earth evenly away through both palms. And then when you're ready, look back over your left shoulder. Breathe. Nice side body stretch. Inhale back to center. And then when you're ready, lift your toes. Exhale, draw that knee towards your nose. Step it up into a very brief low lunge and immediately walk that right foot towards the left side of your mat, keeping the left leg straight out behind us. We're going to come into a sleeping pigeon. So whenever you're ready, walk your palms forward. This can be pretty intense, so if you want to put a blanket under your hip or a block or a pillow or something, that might feel really comfortable for you. Keep your toes on both feet active. Breathe here. You can come all the way down to your forehead. You can come to your forearms, keeping an awareness in our shoulders. Breathing deep. Big hip stretch. Three more deep breaths. See if you can relax your jaw if you're clenching. Relax around your eyebrows if you're furrowing them. One more full breath. Inhale, slowly bringing yourself up. Curling your back toes under. Coming up, lifting your hips back. Coming back to your tabletop. Find your base of support again, pressing the earth away. When you're ready, inhale, slide the left toes out. Rock back and forth. Keeping an awareness in the spine, keeping the earth pressing away from us. And then whenever you're ready, pressing into the top of that back foot, or you can have those toes curled if it feels better. Slide the left toes off the right side of the mat. Pressing the earth evenly away from in both palms. Look over your right shoulder. See if you can see your toes. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Lift your left leg. Exhale, draw that knee towards your nose. Step it up for your super brief lunge. Walk that left foot over towards the right side of your mat, keeping the toes active. Take a peek back, make sure that foot is in line with that hip. And then when you're ready, walking it down into your version of pigeon, staying active in our feet, using blanket, block, pillow if we need, which is super lovely, especially for a cool down practice. Breathe wherever you are. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the shoulders away from our ears. Relaxing around the eyebrows. Couple more deep breaths. One more full breath. And on your next inhale, slowly take your fingertips, pressing up. We're going to lean over onto that left hip, slide around. We're going to find ourselves soles of the feet together, knees wide, cobbler's pose. Take your fingertips, interlace them around your toes, or you can hold onto your ankles, and your heels can be as far as close to your pelvis as is comfortable for you. Actively press your thighs down towards the mat. They don't have to come all the way, just press them down towards the mat to where, as far as you can. Femur bones should be hugging nicely into hip socket. Shoulder blades pulling down on our backs. Should feel really good around your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, keeping your spine long, taking it forward. Pausing here, keeping that length in your spine. exhale, folding forward. One full breath here. Dropping the chin, crown of the head towards the ground. On your next inhale, tuck it in deep, tuck chin deep into your chest, roll it up. And then we're going to slide the left foot out, or the right foot. It doesn't matter which one really, you guys. So slide one of your legs out. Keep the sole of the other foot towards your inner thigh. Sitting up tall, pressing that bent leg towards the mat. Inhale, reach up through all sides of our torso. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. This is one of my favorites, Janu Sirsasana, or head to knee pose. Breathing deep here. One more full breath. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, roll it up. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. We're going to take our, whatever foot, knee is bent, take that foot, cross it over. See if you can get the knee as close to being stacked as on top of the other knee as you can. If it's not perfectly stacked, that is okay. And then when you're ready, you might sit back a little bit, bend the bottom leg. We're going to come into a cow face pose here. This is a big hip opener. So breathe. And if this is not comfortable for you, you can just come up and take your knees wider than your hips, feet flat on the ground, and you can come into a seated yogi squat. Or you can be in the cow face pose. So take 3 deep breaths wherever you are. And then whenever you're ready, slowly unravel. Take your other leg out long, whatever one was bent last. Sole of your foot towards your inner thigh, pressing that outer thigh towards the mat, pressing the back of the straight leg into the mat. Inhale, arms come up, reaching through all 4 sides of the torso. Exhale, hinge at your hip, folding over. Janu Sirsasana. It's hard to say. We're just going to say head to knee pose. Breathing deep. One more full breath. Tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, rolling it up. Take that bent leg, cross it over, coming as close as to stacking the knees as possible, or your feet flat on the ground is wider than the hips, and you can come into that seat, keeping spine long if you're in that one. So bending that bottom leg, coming into cow face pose if it's comfortable, and taking 3 deep breaths in whichever pose you're in. And when you're ready, unravel. We're going to sit back on our hands, keeping the spine long again. Place your feet flat on the mat, and you're just going to windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And you can move them one at a time, or you can move them together, whatever feels best. And just do that a few times. And then whenever you're ready, we are going to come down on the mat to our backs. And then whenever you're ready, really find a nice comfortable position on your back. Lengthening through the spine. You You can have your feet flat on the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg high in the sky. Point and flex the right foot and toes. You can roll that ankle one way and then the other. And keeping your low back and your pelvis pressed to the mat, find a nice hamstring stretch. Don't lift your pelvis. You can, I mean, you're still going to get a nice stretch, but you're missing out on some of the stretch you could get. So keep that pelvis pressing towards the mat. Finding a nice hamstring stretch. If you want to reach up, if you can reach your toes. You can have a towel here or a strap. You can be here if you don't have props. And then when you're ready, take that right foot over towards the right without lifting the left side of the pelvis off the mat. So, and you can give yourself some support here with your hand. Pressing the pelvis into the mat. Don't let that left side lift up too much. Inhale back to center. Take it slightly towards the left. You should feel a really big stretch down the outside. You may feel a really big stretch down the outside. Don't go too far over. Again, try not to let the pelvis lift up. You're missing out on some of the stretch when that happens. Our pelvis really likes to rock around and assist us, so keep her in check. Inhale back to center, release, and switch. Point and flex your left foot, pressing our pelvis into the mat, low back into the mat. Rolling that ankle. Breathing deep. Whenever you're ready, take it over towards the left. Oh, I have a block in my way, but that's fine. I'll just use that to assist me. Breathing deep. You can prop on your arm. If you're super flexible, you can take it all the way out. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Take it slightly to the right. Pressing the left hip, glute towards the mat. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale back to center, release. We'll do a bridge pose. So whenever you're ready, place your feet about hip width apart. You can walk towards your heels towards your glutes. They don't have to be super close. Press evenly into your feet. Inhale. Roll your tailbone up, lifting your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Shins come forward, rolling vertebra up. Lift the chest to the chin and a slight lift in the chin to the sky. Don't let the knees roll out here. Keep pressing evenly into our big toe mounds. Exhale, roll it down slowly. Bring both knees into your chest. Rock back and forth. See if you can reach and grasp the outer edges of your feet. Nice big stretch. Go ahead and release, holding on to our knees. Big breath in. Exhale, curling up, taking our nose towards our knees. Now you can take your palms out and up in a hedgehog pose. See if you can relax your neck, your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, roll it down, release, rock back and forth. Open your arms wide. Exhale, let your knees fall to the right. You can rock and look over your left shoulder if you'd like. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, coming back through center, bringing your knees nice and wide. Exhale, falling towards the left. Looking over your right shoulder if it feels good. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, coming back through center, finding yourself in whatever Shavasana position you'd like to take today. You can come up to a seated position for meditation. You can slide your legs out and come into a traditional corpse pose. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You can have your knees lifted and falling in. You can be on both. So many options, guys. So find yourself in a comfortable position, somewhere where you can just take a few deep breaths, releasing yourself slowly into your mat, or just relaxing a little more if you're seated. Letting the shoulders relax down, the jaw relax around the eyes. Letting our breathing return to normal. This time, instead of pressing away from the earth, we're feeling the earth beneath our backs supporting us, lifting us, holding us, nurturing us. We'll try not to get too hippy-dippy. So just find yourself maybe taking an inhale, and on an exhale, releasing maybe some found tension in the body, doing the body scan, or releasing a nagging thought. It'll be there when you're off your mat. So give yourself a minute. You deserve it. It's always an honor to have you join me. I look forward to guiding you through another practice again soon. Let me know how you enjoy it. And I will see you next class. Thank you.